big question.
Let's talk about fighting. Come on.
A big question we get a lot, right? Is, and hey, we are really, really happy. I love the bejesus out of my wife. My wife is phenomenal.
Too.
She's a powerhouse, okay? But we for sure have conflict, okay?
2 type A personalities.
Oh my goodness.
I am sure you could see that.
Luckily not very often. But I think some of the keys to fighting responsibly is what not to do and when to not go down that road. Things to avoid.
Some hacks.
Okay. So
let's talk about a hack. I love that acronym you have. You have an acronym, HALTED.
HALTED.
It is a fabulous acronym to remember the times of which maybe you should put a pin in it because something comes up and you need to talk about it. You need to talk it out, but maybe that exact moment isn't the time to address that conversation piece. So right. H is for
hungry.
Oh
man, this one.
Okay, I need to eat, ladies, and when I don't, and I'm now, at a half century going on, and so I know my own triggers, but hunger is definitely one of them, right? Yep. How about
what's the A?
A, alcohol. When you have been drinking. And sometimes, they'll say it's just the truth serum. Well, it's because you're uninhibited, but that typically comes with emotion. So a topic may be unveiled when you're drinking.
Right.
And that's a good, we probably should talk that out. But maybe at that moment is not the time to talk it out.
100%.
How about L?
I think alcohol's the number one thing to avoid. If you're going to really dig in, wait till tomorrow, right?
And I'd say the other A now I'm seeing more is anxiety.
Yep.
So it can be kind of a dual A. How about the L, babe?
What is the L?
Loneliness.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Loneliness.
Right.
Yeah. You're just feeling lonely. I'll give you an example of that. Bernie is a golfer. And he is an incredible golfer. It is a hobby of his that he has enjoyed for decades. And when we initially got together, I did not have a hobby. And I would find myself when he was golfing, I didn't really understand kind of the camaraderie to golf. Now I understand it more. And I had an expectation of how long a round of golf would take and then him coming home. But, during that time, then he wouldn't be home. I didn't have anything to do.
Right.
And so I was lonely and I didn't know how to fill my own space. And that was creating some just anger. Right. So, when you're lonely, you need to learn how to build a hobby. But let's move on. So the T.
Tired.
When you're tired.
Tired. Right. So again, end of days, or maybe, one of you, for example, let's say we have a lot of our friends that are in the financial accounting space, right? So yeah, March, April, they're working constantly. And so, when one of you is working on 4 or 5 hours of sleep a few days in a row, which happens, oh, by the way, moms and dads that are wrestling little kids, right? Not a great time to unpack big topics or things to argue about.
Yeah.
Right?
E is emotional. So ladies, the reality is every month we have, our cycle and our hormones when you're actively in that childbearing years. And you need to understand your own triggers and you need to know when something is important you want to address, but maybe at that moment maybe I hadn't been in the right headspace to have a good, healthy conversation because I'm too emotional. Or for myself, working through perimenopause and now menopause, there's hormone imbalances. And that also can, is not the best mindset to have big conversations, right?
And guys, we get emotional too, okay? But you have to recognize that. Maybe something happened at work or, whatever, one of your employees quit and it's on your mind and things happen to us emotionally too. And I think we have to recognize that.
Yep.
Okay, what's the D?
It's funny. I was going to ask you the same.
I think it could be drunk. And then the A is anxiety.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Another good D, though, I have found is distracted. So we've tried to set some rules, and I even get upset when Tammy is on her phone. And I'm sure she gets upset when I am on my phone.
That is actually funny.
Right? But it gets when you're trying to have a conversation and really talk about something important, right? And so we don't have our phones out right here. My phone's not right here because it just, you can't help yourself. It's the life we live right now. But holy moly, if she has something she wants to talk through, and every minute, man, you've got to kind of have a phone-free zone for a period of time. Okay,
That's right.
10 minutes, okay?
Well, at dinner, we have gotten really good over the
Yeah.
years. Our dinners, there's no phones at the dinner table. And it's cool that you saw a really funny video and you want to share it with me, but not at the dinner table. The distraction of technology can be, unfortunately, very divisive in relationships. Not just an intimate one, but one with your children, one with other, friends, business partners, parents, all of it. The D is a big one.
Yeah. And I think next time when we talk about some conflict resolution, I think I do want to unpack with Tammy, do we never go to bed mad, or do we sleep on it and figure it out the next day?
That's right. That's a good one.
I think there's some good stuff to talk about.
That's a good one.